If you are tired of spending hours scrolling through streaming menus only to end up rewatching the same old sitcom, stop scrolling. Over the past few weeks, I went back through cinema history and picked out five legendary films that truly deliver from the first frame to the credits. No fluff, no generic hype, and absolute zero spoiler. Here are five masterpiece movies you genuinely need to add to your watch list this weekend. And the last one is my favorite. The very first movies in this list is Dead Poets Society. Robin Williams played John Keating, an orthodox English teacher at an ultra strict, conservative all boys boarding school in late 1950s. Instead of teaching poetry through dry formulas, he teaches his students to think independently, challenge conformity, and embrace the phrase carpe diem. What makes this film extraordinary is how it captured the fire and vulnerability of youth. Williams delivered a performance full of warmth and wisdom, matched by a young Ethan Hawke and Robert Sean Leod. It's moving through provoking and has one of the most iconic ending in the film history. Next is a film that constantly ranked as one of the greatest movie ever created, The Shawshank Redemption. Adapted from the Stephen King novel, the story follows Dufferson, a quiet banker sentenced in a life in Shawshank State prison for a crime he claimed he didn't commit it, and his decades-long friendship with Red, played flawless by Morgan Freeman. This isn't just a prison film, it's the ultimate mediation on patience, human dignity, and the endurance of hope in the darkest of places. The storyline is sublime, every character arc pays off, and the emotional release in the final act is a pure cinematic magic. If you want perfection in pacing, narration, and emotional payoff, you can't beat this. If you want a film with heart, soul, and message that stay with you longer after the credit roll, this is an absolute must watch. If Shawshank represents quiet hope, our next pick is pure raw survival, Midnight Express. Directed by Alan Parker and written by Oliver Stone, this film tells the harrowing true story of Billy Hayes, a young American caught smuggling hashish out of Turkey who gets thrown into a brutal, unforgiving prison system. The tension never gets lets up for a second with an unforgettable Oscar-winning synth score by Giorgio Moroder. Midnight Express pulls you straight into the claustrophobia, desperation, and sheer will to escape. It's intense, gritty, and completely uninspiring. If you are in the mood of high stakes and relentless psychological tension, put this on. Next is a masterclass in psychological character studies. Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver. De Niro delivers a legendary performance as a Travis Bickle, an insomniac, lonely Vietnam vet working night shift driving a cab through the decaying neon-soaked street of 1970s New York. The film puts you directly inside a mind slowly fracturing under loneliness and alienation, backed by Barn Harmer's haunting jazz score. Its atmospheric, unsettling, and timeless look at urban isolation and obsession. It's gritty, stylish, and features one of the most iconic lead performances in cinema history. And taking our final spot in the gold standard world cinema, Francis Ford Coppola, The Godfather. Beyond being the quintessential mafia drama, The Godfather is a grand operatic tragedy about family, power, and corruption of the soul. Watching Michael Corleone transfer from an innocent war hero who wanted nothing to do with the family business into a cold, calculating kingpin in one of the greatest arcs in storytelling history. Mar- Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Gordon Williams, moody cinematography, and the Nino Robbins haunting score. It's a flawless. It's a flawless from the opening line to the final closing door. It's not just a classic, it's the definition of cinema at the absolutely highest level. These are my top standout classic that every movie lover needs to experience. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these five is your absolute favorite and what legendary film you would add to the list? Drop your picks in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this recommendation, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more movies breakdown, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.